King Baldwin IV, also known as the LEPER King of Jerusalem, ruled from 1174 to 1185 during a tumultuous period in the Crusader state. Despite his deliberating illness, Baldwin IV's reign was marked his military acumen, strategic diplomacy, and relentless defense against the external threat, primarily from Saladin, the formidable Sultan of Egypt and Syria. Baldwin's reign provided a compelling narrative of resilience and leadership amidst the constant warfare and external pressure. This is the episode 3 of the Warrior series. Let's get started. When Baldwin IV ascended to the throne at the age of 13, the Crusader Kingdom of Jerusalem was facing a growing threat from Saladin. Saladin, who had united Muslim territories in Egypt and Syria, posed a significant challenge to the fragmented Crusader state. By the early 1170s, Saladin had solidified his power and set his sight on reclaiming Jerusalem, which had been under Crusader control since the First Crusade. 1099. The external conflict during Baldwin's IV reign were deeply tied to Saladin's ambition and the geopolitical dynamics of the region. Baldwin, despite his leprosy, demonstrated extraordinary leadership and military skills, often personally leading his armies into battles against the encroaching forces of Islam. One of the Baldwin IV's most notable military victories occurred in 1177 at the Battle of Montgisard. Saladin, with a massive army of around 25,000 men, launched an invasion aiming to capture Jerusalem. Baldwin, leading a much smaller force of about 500 knights and a few thousand infantry, faced almost insurmountable odds. As Saladin's forces marched towards Jerusalem, Baldwin and his army intercepted them near Ramla. Despite being severely outnumbered, Baldwin's forces launched a surprise attack. The young king, barely 16 and physically weakened by leprosy, led the charge with the true cross carried into battle as a rallying symbol. The Crusade's ferocious attack broke Saladin's line, resulting in a stunning victory. Saladin himself barely escaped with his life, retreating to Egypt in humiliation. This battle not only secured Jerusalem, but also established Baldwin IV's reputation as a capable military leader. Following his defeat at Montgisard, Saladin spent the next few years consolidating his power and preparing for a renewed offensive. In 1180, he launched a series of raids into Crusader territories of Galilee. Baldwin IV, now older but further deliberated by his illness, continued to command his force. The king implemented a strategy for defensive warfare, fortifying key positions and utilizing the rugged terrain of his advantage. Baldwin's ability to hold off Saladin's incursions during this period was a testament to his strategic mind. He rallied on his experienced generals such as Reynold of Chatillon and Balian of Ibelian to execute his plan. While Saladin's raid caused destruction, they failed to make a significant territorial gain, showcasing Baldwin's resilience in the face of adversity. In 1179, Baldwin IV faced another critical confrontation with Saladin at the Battle of Marj Ayyum. Saladin's forces had attacked Christian land near the Litani River, prompting Baldwin to respond with a hastily assembled army. The battle resulted in a costly defeat for the Crusader, with many knights captured and killed. This loss exposed the vulnerability of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, particularly its resilience on the limited number of knights and its inability to sustain prolonged campaigns. Baldwin's forces, though brave, were often stretched thin, leaving the kingdom at the mercy of Saladin's larger and better resourced army. Another significant event during Baldwin IV's reign was the siege of Jacob's Fort. This fortress, strategically located on the Jordan River, was being constructed by the Crusaders to serve as a defensive stronghold against Muslims' incursion. Saladin, recognizing the threat posed by the fortress, launched a siege in 1179. Despite Baldwin's effort to relieve the fortress, Saladin's forces overwhelmed the defender. The fall of Jacob's Fort was a severe blow to the Crusaders, as it not only resulted in the loss of a strategic position, but also demonstrated Saladin's determination to dismantle the Crusader state. Baldwin IV's reign was not solely defined by external conflict. Internal politics also play a significant role in shaping the kingdom's ability to resist the external threat. The king's illness complicated matters, as the leprosy rendered him unable to produce an heir. This led to intense rivalries among the noble families over succession. Baldwin's sister, Sibella, and her marriage to Guy of Lusignan became a focal point of the political intrigue. While Baldwin initially supported Guy, he later grew disillusioned with his brother-in-law's leadership. Baldwin's attempt to balance the internal dispute while managing the kingdom's external conflict were a remarkable testament to his diplomatic skills. To counter Saladin, Baldwin sought alliances with other Crusader states and European powers. However, the response from Europe was lukewarm, as many Western rulers were preoccupied with their own conflicts. This lack of external support led the Kingdom of Jerusalem to face Saladin largely on its own. In 1180, Baldwin IV negotiated with a truce with Saladin, temporarily halting hostilities. This truce, though fragile, provided the kingdom with a brief respite to recover and reorganize. Baldwin used this time to strengthen the kingdom's defenses and prepare for the inevitable resumption of war. The truce also highlighted Baldwin's pragmatism. Despite his reputation as a warrior king, he recognized the importance of diplomacy in preserving the kingdom. The truce allowed both sides to consolidate their forces, setting the stage for future confrontation. In 1182, hostilities resumed as Saladin launched another offensive against the Crusader states. Baldwin IV, despite his version held, took command of his forces and intercepted Saladin near the LEPER Bled. The battle ended inconclusively, with both sides suffering significant casualties. While Saladin failed to achieve a decisive victory, the constant strain of these engagements took all toll on the Crusaders' kingdom's resource and manpower. Reynold of Chatillon, a prominent Crusader noble, played a controversial role during Baldwin IV's reign. His aggressive actions, including raid into Muslim territories and attack on caravans, often provoked Saladin and undermined Baldwin's diplomatic effort. Reynold's action, while demonstrating the Crusaders' willingness to take the fight to the enemy, also escalated tensions and contributed to the cycle of violence. In 1183, Reynold launches a raid into the Red Sea, targeting Muslim trade routes and the holy sites. While the raid achieved limited success, it enraged Saladin, further fueling his determination to destroy the Crusader states. One of the final major battles during Baldwin IV's reign was the Battle of Belvoir Castle in 1183. Saladin's forces launched a massive invasion, but the Crusaders, under Baldwin's leadership, managed to hold their ground. The battle was a testament to Baldwin's ability to inspire his troops despite his declining health. In the same year, Saladin laid siege to the fortress of Kerak, a stronghold controlled by Reynold of Chatillon. Baldwin IV, though gravely ill, mobilized an army to relieve the siege. His presence on the battlefield, even in his weakened state, boosted the morale of the Crusader forces. Saladin eventually lifted the siege, marking a temporary reprieve for the king. By 1185, Baldwin IV's health had deteriorated to the point where he could no longer rule effectively. He appointed his nephew, Baldwin V, as a co-king and regent. Baldwin IV passed away later that year, leaving the kingdom in a precarious position. Despite his death, Baldwin's legacy as a warrior king endured. His leadership had delayed Saladin's conquest of Jerusalem, buying valuable time for the Crusader states. However, Baldwin at the end died with his bravery. Well, this is the end of this video. If you like this video and want to watch more videos like this, make sure to hit that comment section and like and subscribe to our YouTube. And if you want to watch the full video of the Spartan soldier who led the war with 300 Spartans, click on this video. And if you want to get into the greatest leader of all time, Alexander the Great life, make sure to click this. Until then,